I can predict we need to closely observe one giant, which is TikTok.
Welcome to Content Asia On Air. I'm Janine Stein. My guest today is WenWen Han, founder and CEO at the Short Drama Alliance and one of the central figures in the vertical short drama space. Since launching the Alliance in September last year, she's built a community connecting creators, platforms, and producers worldwide, including the quarterly short drama forums. She also writes books and guides on China's short drama ecosystem, produces courses for creators, and runs a YouTube channel, Short Drama Decode, as well as the podcast. She's a really busy woman, Vertical Short Dramas. Links to everything are in the show notes. WenWen, welcome to Content Asia On Air.
Oh, thanks for having me, Janie.
Let's kick off with a really simple question. What drew you to microdramas?
Well, I came into microdrama industry by accident. Before that, I was a line producer in web series and also in advertisement, in commercials, and in documentaries. And then in 2023, I was running a murder mystery script studio. So me and my writers were writing murder mystery scripts. It might be popular in Singapore as well. So at that time, a friend of mine just introduced me a small web novel company, and they want to launch a short drama platform. And they're looking for a producer to work project by project. So to me, that was really a good chance because I can be a producer. I can oversee the whole project. So that's why, and the first microdrama, and it's a male-oriented microdrama, they fully founded. So that was the first microdrama I've ever produced. So I found it very interesting because I found out that it's very short. We shoot an 80-episode microdrama in only 7 days. Also, I found that everyone is equal. Like the actors, the directors, everyone is we can travel to the set on one card. But in traditional film and TV, and in those premium web series, right? Directors got their own car. Those major actors got their own car. It's completely. I feel like for traditional film TV production. As a line producer, we have to manage the relationships of investors, of different platforms, of the actors, of their agencies. But for microdramas, I feel like it's more equal. Also, what I observe is there are more young people of 25 years old, 30 years old working in microdramas. And also, there are more female directors in microdramas.
Because you obviously knew it was a different community, and then you decided to up your game to short drama, so Short Drama Alliance. But what problem were you solving?
So at first, problem I'm solving is trying to bridge the gap between China's short drama industry and overseas. Because about a year and a half ago, I was frequently using LinkedIn. A lot of people approach me on LinkedIn and basically ask the same question: what is short drama? Can I crop my film into 9:16 and cut it into pieces? Is that called a microdrama? And why short drama is booming in China? Why they succeed? How they succeed? Also, how to license microdramas? They have a lot of questions in common. So that's why I think I should to fill this information gap. That's a problem I want to solve.
Do you think you've succeeded?
I've tried to. But what I observe is, I know you asked the question, is the gap smaller? But unfortunately, I don't think the gap is smaller. The gap is still there. Because about 1 year and a half ago, most people approach me. They're already been producing microdramas for Chinese platforms. They mostly are Americans. They shoot in States. And there are investors interested in that area. So that they want to know why microdrama is booming, how to work, how this monetize. But currently what I see, maybe I'm wrong, what I see is microdrama is becoming more popular overseas, in States, in Europe. But what I observe is a lot of people have no interest in learning what happened in China and what those platforms have done successfully. So I think the information gap is still there. Yeah.
Well, I came to your Short Drama Alliance seminar. You do a quarterly seminar on Sunday, and it was really, really enlightening for me. It opened my eyes in a lot of ways. So when I ask you, do you think you've been successful? My answer would be, yes, you have been successful. The range of people was so wide, and the gender, there didn't seem to be a gender gap. Anyway, that's my feedback on whether you've succeeded or not. I think you are succeeding, and I do hope you continue. So my observation is that the variety of people was very wide. What does the community look like today, the one that I'm seeing from when you started?
Yeah, when I started I started my YouTube channel about 2 years ago. I started interviewing Chinese vertical dramas, directors first. And then I kind of interview Chinese actors, and then I interview English creators, mostly from United States. So before, about 1.5 years before, the geography is mostly from states. And then currently we have about 300 people register our official website, about 3.6K YouTube followers, and those about 2.5K follower connections in my LinkedIn. So most of people are still Americans from United States. The second largest I think it's from Europe and also from India. Actually, India is another microdrama market, big market. I also see production companies and creators from UAE, from Australia, and actually we just found one New Zealand production company from our last forum. Also the Latin America as well. So expanded globally, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing that struck me, was it really was a global, and the timing was like Sunday morning in Asia, Saturday night in the US. The timing didn't seem to make a difference. People joined in from Europe, from everywhere. So the thing that is striking me, and increasingly striking me, that I want to talk about more, is the gap. But in the meanwhile, I want to turn back to your education process. You also have a series of books and research papers, and it's ongoing and it's updated. What made you add that?
Why did I start those books, right?
What about why are you writing books about microdrama? Is it an extension of something else you're doing? What was the driving force for you?
Yeah, that was actually a good question. So I never dreamed of writing a book. I don't think that's a thing for me, because about 1.5 years ago, as I said before, I got a lot of Zoom course meetings with overseas creators and investors, American investors. So they frequently ask them questions. So that's why I think, maybe I should just write down a book. So Short Drama Writing 101, Write What Platforms Want, is basically explained how this microdrama is monetized and what's the DNA of short drama. It came from web novel and ad acquisition, which is the two DNAs, web novel and TikTok. And they need to understand what the origins of microdrama. Then you can write the microdrama. Also the structure, the pacing. Also we have case studies. This is what the book is about. The other one is Future Playbook, China's short drama ecosystem and insights for global business. So I want to explain how Chinese short drama ecosystem evolved. What's the trend? What has happened in China? So what has happened in China is likely to happen overseas. So if you study closely of what happened, it might help you to, let's say, shift your career into microdrama or be an investor in a microdrama industry. So that's the purpose, what drive me into writing those books.
And you keep on updating them, but has the massive take-up and the massive interest in what you're doing and in microdrama surprised you at all? Are you surprised?
Surprised by...
Just by the interest?
No, I didn't. Just to be clear, I know microdrama is going to taking up globally, so it never surprised me. Actually, what surprised me, I thought it should be faster. I think it should expand faster. Currently, I think the pacing is not as fast as I imagine. Yeah, I wouldn't surprise, actually. That's my answer.
Oh, that's interesting, because we all think it like emerged 1 year ago as this force of nature and this like tsunami of short stuff. So that's really interesting to hear your perspective, because you've been following it for much longer than most people. Before we did this recording, I asked you to recommend 3 short dramas to me. So you picked Reborn as a Fish. He Makes the Fisherman Cry from Drama Box. The Family We Build from Flick Reels. And the last one was Father Deal with a Mafia King on Good Short, which you chose because you said to me it's easy to watch, it's in English, and it's a case study in your new book. So Reborn as a Fish is about a man who's murdered by fiancé and his rival in love and reincarnated as a fish. He evolves and returns to exact his revenge. And the way he evolves is very interesting. The Family We Build follows the struggle against poverty and hard-won triumph. And Failed In with the Mafia King is about Molly, an architect whose sister and fiancé conspire to murder her to steal her mother's fortune. So I like Reborn the most because it's such a crazy idea. Although the others were much prettier to look at, I have to say. What do these three say to you? Like, why did you recommend them? And what do these three say to you about the state of China's microdrama industry?
Yeah, thank you for watching the 3 microdrama I recommended. Well, Reborn as a Fish is it's a fun microdrama. What I choose this one is I want to say that microdrama is more than just CEO and romance stories. Actually, in China, the microdrama stories starts with male-oriented stories and target middle-aged men in smaller cities and rural areas. So microdrama in China is for the massive market. It's for ordinary people, or we say everyday people. So this is what I'm trying to say. Also, this story, the genre in China is called system. It's actually adapted from web novel. So in web novels, we have so many stories like rebirth, reborn, time travel, system. System is the one you watch. Also, we got thrillers, horrors, family dramas, a lot of genres. Actually, Reborn as a Fish, the genre system is actually like combining gaming with storytelling, right? This fish has to shock a bigger creature to get shock value. So in order to evolve into a bigger creature, this is actually a game setting. So it's a game setting plus microdramas, a short drama story. So it's very interesting to see. This is why I recommend this one. The second one is The Family We Built. This is actually a story of 1980s. It's historical, like 30 years ago story. So this story is actually a major hit in 2025 and produced by the top Chinese microdrama production company called Dao. So what I'm trying to learn is, one, is because it got this history background of 1980s. So it just reached to the core audience, which is around 45 years old. They have something resonate because that's what they experienced when they were young. And also because it's so high quality at that time compared to the average microdrama, Chinese microdramas. It got high quality, appealing storytelling. So it actually attract many young viewers as well, young women viewers as well. And also second one is what I'm trying to say is sometimes the thing that competes you is not from your industry. What I say is that the founder of Dao, this production company, she's not from film or TV background. She actually started writing WeChat articles. I'm not sure about WeChat. WeChat is like WhatsApp, a powerful version of WhatsApp. So she wrote WeChat articles about family dramas, every story about female. So she knows everything about human psychology, especially female psychology. So when the vertical drama exploded in China, she launched her production company, Dao. And she led the whole writer team. They all focus on female-oriented stories. They all become very successful stories. The third one is it's also a trend. Right when it started in China, the short drama exploded in China. It's very low quality actually, and those production companies, as from ad buying company, they're doing some small videos for ad buying companies. Also, they come from some videographers. They're shooting wedding videos, right? But gradually, because the market is so evolving, it's so competitive, if they cannot improve their quality and also a good storytelling, those production companies gradually out of the market. So Dao shows the premium quality is kind of succeed in Chinese markets, how this industry evolved. yeah, that's how why I choose Tinghua, the family rebuild. They actually got a second one. It's also a hit as well. The third one I share you, not only it's an English microdrama, but also it's actually a good one. It's a hit one as well. So it shows how Chinese short drama ecosystem and Chinese company exploded overseas. I want to stress the importance that a lot of overseas readers and viewers, they thought just microdrama came out of nowhere, but actually it's not. Microdrama came from web novels. We have 30 years of history of writing web novels. So in case you don't know about web novel, so basically it's written by everyday people. You normally write one chapter, right? And then the second chapter, third chapter, and then you leave a hook, and then you go back to work. A few days later, you come back to write the story. Also, you can read comments from the readers. They will say, oh, I don't like this actor. I don't like this story. I think this one should be better. So you interactively, continuously communicate with your readers. That's called a web novel. Actually, China got 30 million web novel writers and over 40 million web novel IPs. So if you observe closely of the Chinese top microdrama platforms, most of them are IP companies. They're web novel companies. So yeah, so that's how they tested, because the market is evolving, so competitive. Going abroad, it's ultimately a trend. Actually, Real Short succeeds. They launched a microdrama platform, right? It succeeds overseas. If it's not Real Short, it will be somebody else. That's why I share this with you. Yeah.
I think there is so much. Obviously, everyone recognizes China as as a leader in microdrama production, microdrama development. But I'm seeing increasingly investors invest in American companies to develop the microdrama further. What do you see the impact of this? Can China retain its storytelling lead? Can China retain its production lead? And also, there's like massive production centers like in Hengdian and also in Guangzhou. I think it's in Guangzhou. Just huge hundreds of thousands of feet of dedicated microdrama production facilities. Do you think this will help China retain its lead?
That's actually a good question. I will answer it in another way. So before, when the Hollywood movies came to China, right, our audience is crazy watching those. Although we have domestic production of local stories, our film industry. But yes, those Hollywood movies, they have a very good revenue in China. But if you see the market currently these years, the top ones are all Chinese stories. So I believe short drama, or microdrama or duanju, it's just a format built for the mobile era. So ultimately, I believe globally in every country, they should produce their own story in a microdrama way, of course, and tell the story that resonates with their local people. So I believe of course, we have a whole ecosystem in China. We have 30 million writers, like web novel writers, right? They can adapt into writing microdramas. A lot of IPs. Yes, China would take part of this industry, this market, but I would happy to see, and it would definitely see a lot of the local companies grow in every country, not just in states. If that answers your question.
It did. Thank you. And it also brings me to a question I have on who's fueling this boom around the world. I mean, China has 30 million, but who's fueling it? And I know that you have courses for would-be microdrama writers. So my question to you is, what's the most common challenge that they have?
I do train overseas writers. There are different challenges. One, what I see is they don't treat microdrama as a product. So actually, if you sell a product to another country, you definitely will analyze the customer, right? Who is the customer? What they look like? What's their pain points, right? But for microdrama, somehow, a lot of traditional writers from traditional film TV background, they want to write the story they want to tell, instead of tell a story the audience want to watch. And think this is one of the misunderstanding. So you need to write a story that resonate your audience. So before writing the microdrama story, picture your audience. Who are they? What they look like? What they care for? So let's say a woman that's been married for 20 years. What she's resonate and what she care for is definitely different from a young girl of 20 years old, still in a college, right? So the story they resonate and the microdrama story they want to consume it's actually different. This is one thing. The other is from TV and traditional TV or film background, they tend to write multiple subplots. In microdrama story, it should be a very clear main plot line and very clear the audience expectation. That's kind of a common mistake. Yeah.
And these common mistakes or common learnings differ by where the writers come from? Like, will someone from Europe have a different problem than from someone in Africa, for instance?
No, I never trained someone from Africa, but we have Indian, Europe writers. I don't see the difference. Nothing to do with where they come from or their cultural background.
So I also is there one piece of advice you'd give to writers who've never done a microdrama before and they're thinking of trying their hand at microdrama? I know you said treat it as a product. Is that your piece of advice to writers who want to try?
My only advice is to watch microdrama. Watch a lot of microdramas, hit ones. So you break down scene by scene, line by line. Why this writer write this line? What kind of emotion she or he tries to bring to the audience? What kind of emotion it writes? So microdrama is actually an emotional product. You serve the audience. So that's my suggestion. Just like you writing a paper, right? When you study those papers, you write down, you break down, you analyze it, and that's how you study it.
Let me turn to gender roles in microdrama, because this is another thing you've addressed in your newsletters and also on as part of the Microdrama Alliance forums. So you've noticed a gender role reversal in short dramas. So men become what you call the soft spouse, while women take the CEO role. So on Sunday, creators talked about the changing role and also what's not acceptable, like no hitting women, things like that. What do you think's driving this shift? And is it any particular part of the world that's doing this?
First of all, I need to clarify it's not a shift. Because in rural areas of China, smaller cities of China, the female audience tend to watch a CEO story with a stronger and powerful male lead, and female leads are more vulnerable. But in bigger cities, in Beijing or Shanghai, you might heard of, the audience there, they tend to, want a stronger woman. So it's actually not a shift. It's just the different audience. But the trend is microdrama firstly target the rural areas and smaller cities. Those are the core audience. And then they gradually expand it to audiences in first-tier cities, Beijing or Shanghai. And those audience are actually watching OTT platforms like Tencent and Bilibili and iQIYI, those platforms. So that's the trend. It's actually not a shift. And also, you mean the powerful woman? Yes, I believe in Western countries, especially those American audience, they tend to like those stronger female. That's actually what we talk about in the past 3 forums. We actually talk about the script writing. Everyone is talking about the stronger women. Yes, I think it's just like the female shows we produce for those bigger cities. Those premium shows, it's actually the same. Yeah.
Shifting gears slightly, what do you think the biggest impact of AI is on microdrama production?
Currently, AI is really a huge take in China. Actually, in 2025, the Chinese microdramas industry is already 13 billion US dollars. And AI microdrama actually take a large part of it. And also we are seeing AI microdrama, and that's not hybrid, that's fully AI microdramas. So it's taking off in China. Also, we will see a lot of the AI English microdramas or other languages, Spanish microdramas going globally, because a lot of the Chinese platform, they they half switched to AI, producing AI microdramas, or some of them fully switched to AI production dramas. But I do think it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing because they can test different genres, test different stories, because AI gradually massively reduce the production budget. So they can test different stories, different genre to see, okay, these stories work in States. These stories work in States as well. Maybe Reborn as a Fish can be a AI microdrama. They test, okay, the audience like it. So they will expand the genres. Also, more audience, overseas audience will kind of be familiar with microdrama formats. And somehow I believe overseas investors, production companies, they will know about microdrama. They will invest in microdrama. So it kind of like increasingly boosts the industry. So I don't see it's a bad thing. It's a good thing, I think.
I did say I'm coming up to my last question, but there's so much talk about AI slop, about Fruit Love Island, about things like that. And as part of that conversation, there's also talk, which I think is quite encouraging, about expanding genres into like reality, natural history. Do you think there's a future outside of the high impact drama? Do you think there's a future for vertical video in natural history, reality formats, things like that?
Well, in reality, I think so. Reality show, that's possible. Actually, Flear Flow already launched a reality vertical drama. I haven't watched that. It's not, maybe it's not a drama, maybe just a vertical series. Yeah, they already launched it.
Yeah, it's not a drama. I think the Flair Flow's doing this. It's an old format from Asia. It's called Supermodel Me, and they've reimagined it. It's like 20 years old, or maybe a little bit less. But they've reimagined it as a vertical reality series with the same beautiful girls. That they've ramped up the drama. So I saw the first look last week because it looks really good. They didn't use much AI. I think they might have used some AI with the background. So personally, I think there is a lot of slop. There will be a lot of AI slop, but that's not the space that we're going to be looking at. I think it's what you said, the AI, the stuff that people actually do watch. They don't care that it's AI, and they don't mind that it's AI, and it just lets people experiment. Anyway, I'll stop now. Where do you think the microdrama industry will be in 3 years, if it's even possible to say?
Yes, I think so. I can predict. So I think the next year we need to closely observe one giant, which is TikTok. TikTok is it's expanding, and they're licensing a lot of content for their Pine drama and therefore TikTok Mini. So it might be the only giant we are observing. Also, unfortunately, we will see a lot of the small apps gradually out of the market, and only the top microdrama platforms apps will survive. So those small apps might be hard to survive, and they might have to sell their content to, let's say, TikTok. Also, we will see Instagram, Meta, or Netflix is joining this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they launch their microdrama or web series, section somewhere. Also, I will see the biggest market still United States. It will keep growing for sure. And the second one, or maybe the equally big one, is India. And in the next 2 years or 3 years, I will see Europe market will growing, also Latin America. And then I think it will gradually expand it to UAE, because I was joining a 1 billion summit about a year ago. Yeah, as a speaker. I talked to some locals. I feel like they don't never heard of microdrama. So yeah, it would develop in different places. Some are faster, some are slower. That's my best guess.
That was my last question. Is there anything about microdrama that you think is critical that you'd like to say?
Critical? You mean criticize?
Just critical. People have to. No, sounds dramatic, but just something that your closing comment or something that you'd like to say that you wish people would know or not do.
No, I just want to share, as I said, kind of mentioned before, I think microdrama is just the storytelling of a mobile first era. So before in the cinema, right, you watch films, and then later you invented TV, so people watch watch TV series on TV. And then that's laptops. And so people watch TV series, web series on laptop. And then here comes the microdrama. So yeah, just the storytelling is the same. We still, as humans, we still want good stories. What's different is the format, is how to tell the story is kind of slightly changed. That's what we'd like to share.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you in person soon. I may have a new favorite genre to binge in the meantime. So thanks so much for your recommendations. I really enjoy your forums and I really like your newsletter. Before we wrap, please stay for our closing segment. It's called Saying It Out Loud. This is where Content Asia community tells me what they're talking about other than microdrama. Asking the questions basically we talk about when no one has a mic on. And I picked this one because it's particularly timely ahead of the Bangkok International Content Market in July, which they will be talking about microdrama as well, and also the Content Asia Summit and Awards in August. The question is the Thai opportunity real, or is this a government-funded PR campaign? So I don't have a crystal ball, but have many years of experience, and I am an optimist. So here's what I do definitely know, that Thai dramas, The Evil Lawyer, Mad Unicorn, and Master of the House, have found audiences all around the world. And Love Destiny is probably what opened consumers' eyes to Thai drama years and years ago. Is the government spending big on a wish and a prayer? Probably. Is it working? We're talking about it, so yes. What is the biggest challenge, though? So to answer that, I've invited Indra Suharjono from IE Entertainment to join me in the studio in the coming weeks. If there's anyone who has done more for Thai drama across the region, it's her. So please join us. Once again, WenWen's podcast and links to the Short Drama Alliance will be in the show notes. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you soon.